My dad, Alfredo Corvino, was born in Montevideo, Uruguay on February 2nd, 1916. And he was born into a family where his father was a violinist, so he had a natural musical tendency from very young. And he went to take dance lessons with his male cousin, whose mother wanted him to be another Fred Astaire. Yet the male cousin did not want to be in the dance classes by himself. So he enlisted my dad as another man to come along. Consequently, the cousin quit, and my dad found his passion. So studying under Alberto Pujan in Montevideo, Uruguay, he auditioned for the Yost Ballet Company when they passed through. Never really thinking he had much of a chance. They scooped him up and took him on their tour of America. He had a lovely career in Ballet Russe in the coming of Alicia Markova and Alexandra Danilova and Freddie Franklin and Igor Yuskevich. That was the heyday of the Ballet Russe. Anthony Tudor offered him two very significant jobs. One was teaching at the Metropolitan Opera Ballet School, and the other was to be part of the faculty of the newly formed Juilliard Dance Department. That was 1952. I think my dad was always a teacher. I would remember him saying that every time he went off on his own to warm up for a performance, people would follow him. Actually, he was very much mentored by Anthony Tudor in terms of pedagogical progression. Tudor saw the teacher in him and gave him a lot of opportunities. And one of them was traveling to Philadelphia, where I think the Guild might have actually had seeds, because that's where the Philadelphia Dance Guild used him a lot to teach lots of classes and to set things like pas de quatre and bluebird pas de deux and nutcracker pas de deux. And he got his early beginnings of staging things there. And my mother said, I think this is a good time for you to have your own business. And he was very hesitant. He said, only if you and the girls help me. So that's how we started Dance Circle in 1968. We were in Dance Circle for a very short period of time when I think the women of the Guild approached him to come out to New Jersey and do a pas de quatre. And that's sort of how it all began in 1968. And by 1969, we were doing our first mini Nutcracker. And by 1970, it was more full-blown and fully realized. And of course, we had the help of all the wonderful parents who were absolutely amazing. We couldn't have had a company without those wonderful parents. The mothers made the costumes, the fathers made the scenery, and made sure that the kids got to all the rehearsals and were extremely focused and dedicated. And they were our cheerleaders, those great parents. Then we bought a building in Rahway in 1978 because my mother said, you really can't go forward unless you have a home. So that was sort of the genesis of his life into the New Jersey Dance Theater Guild. Plus we were doing Dance Circle the entire time, and we didn't close Dance Circle until 1993. We were there 25 years. His concern was to build the best student body of professional, pre-professional dancers that he could with what he had there. And I have to say that the level really improved in a very short period of time under him. I was really in awe of the magic that he created in influencing those young dancers. Because when I talk to them in their, in their later years, and this has been many years later, this was a highlight of their life, the period that they were there. They have such incredible memories, and they remember such detail, and it was so important to them that I think he just wanted the dancers who worked with us to be the best that they could. My dad worked 7 days a week most of his life. Yes, he was not a very good vacation taker. He hated being idle, and he loved his work so much. He just morning, noon, and night, he just went. So I think that was the secret of also his energy and his longevity. He was quite fit up until the end. So, yeah, he loved what he did. My father was such a gentleman and such an honest and sincere person that everyone gravitated to his to the trueness of his being. And he brought out the best in people.